Hey YouTube. So today I want to bring y'all a video of the little 13-year-old little girl, Keimani Latigue, that came up missing. Later found unalive, and the father is being charged with it. So this is her mother here, and so I couldn't wait to hear what she had to say about it. So YouTube, let's watch it together.
Hello. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Hey, Miss Dolores. Hello there. How are you? Hey, Teresa. Hello there. Hey, Shauna. Hello there. Miss Brown. Hello. Deja. Hello, everybody. Hey, Diamond. Hey, Robin. Peshay. Am I saying that right? Peshay or Peshay? Which one? Let me right now. Okay. Because it was a lot. So let's get started.
Records, because that was what they were saying. They were saying I medically neglected my daughter. I brought them my full medical records with, my baby's midwife and my doula's number, all of that good stuff. I brought them my lease. I brought them the title to my car. I brought them W-2s from all of my jobs to try to prove to them that the things that were being told about me were false. And the last time I gave it to them was during what called a staff meeting. I gave it to them the last time in that staff meeting, and they tore it up in my face and threw it in the trash and continued on with the meeting like nothing had happened. So,
but you said she never went home with you though, right? She never got a chance to go home. You just gave birth to her. Now, the inconsistency in this part is that there is things out there that is saying that she actually lost the baby at 9 months. Okay. Yeah. So she's saying that she had a midwife and not a medical clinic also played a role. And then she also mentions out there that keimani was actually taken from her at 9 months, but she is saying that she actually never went home with her at all. Okay. So let's proceed. Took her from the hospital. Okay, so my next question, I don't want to hold you into too long. I know you got a lot to do and you're busy right now. I understand. So they took her from you. Now, during this time that when they took her from you, the first person that she went with was the godmother, correct?
They gave my godmother kinship care over my daughter when she was 1.5 years.
Okay, and how long did she stay with the godmother?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe.
So if we look at this timeline, and she is saying that the baby, if some people are saying that the baby was taken from her at 9 months, I'm thinking that when the baby first was born, when keimani first was born, either the baby was in foster care for a long period of time until the family decided who was going to get her. But she is saying that it wasn't until later on, around a year, that she was actually given to the godmother.
She stayed there solely up until she was 5 or 6. And then they started bouncing her back and forth between the two.
Okay, so this basically lines up with what the grandmother said, that she was there off and on for about 5 years. Would that be fair to say?
My daughter's about to be 14 tomorrow. No. No, that's still not accounting for. That's accounting for 3 to 4 years.
Okay, so that timeline is just a little bit conflicted. Okay, so during this time of her being there, how many years did you fight for your daughter after she was born?
I've always fought. Hey, I'm on the phone. No, do not open that door. No.
Reflecting. I'm sorry. Deflecting.
You want to go out there? You can go out there and play if you want to. But I can't have you playing in here. But no, I've always fought for my daughter. I've fought for my daughter since the day that I had her.
Give me 1 second. pressed the button. I'm sorry. So say that again because I pressed my mixer. My apologies. Say that one more time for me.
I said I've always been fighting for my daughter. That fight has never ended. Shit, in June, my mother was supposed to be signing a third party custody transfer so that I could get my baby back because she said that she did not want her anymore. She said my daughter was stealing, my daughter was lying. I don't know that any of that is factual, and I don't believe it. But she said that my daughter was a whole bunch of stuff, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She wanted me to get my daughter. We were supposed to be going to court for that to give me custody of my daughter back because every place that I've always had space for my daughter. I've always made sure I had means to take care of.
Right. So this abuse. What do you know about this abuse? Because one thing that I'm noticing is that there's a fair consensus from multiple family members that she was getting hit on by the grandmother. Did you know about anything about this, and how long did you know, and what steps did you take outside of fighting for custody?
My mom and my did a very good job of keeping this as far away from my daughter as they could. I think that was so that they would be able to do what it was that they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. Again, I still have my parental rights, but because they are guardian, because they are custodian, if they don't give me the go ahead, I can't do anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, did you hear about the abuse? Like, how did you know anything about the abuse that the grandmother was doing?
Hear about the abuse until I didn't hear about the abuse until this weekend. The only thing that I've seen, because I've never even seen my mother hit my daughter, other than like a spoon, like a wooden spoon to her hand. I haven't witnessed any of that, and I think that was for a reason.
Okay. And she is your biological mother, because that was in question as well, correct?
Yes, she's my biological mother. Unfortunately, um, how they ended up. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all are so loud. I cannot not even think of. I cannot even think straight. Can y'all please? That's why I said go out there and play with them, so that they can scream and yell and holler as much as they want. Baby, my head. It's a lot of stuff going on in my head. I cannot focus. Can y'all please step out, please? I'm not trying to be mean to y'all, but I need y'all out, please. Go. I'm sorry. This
No,
is
listen,
it's
you're okay. I'm a mother. I don't
Girl,
care
go ahead, throw the churn away like you did, Kimani.
about none of that. You do you. It's okay. Go ahead.
well, is there any other questions
No,
or
I was
anything? Because
saying as far
I
as
got it. I
no, I was saying as far as the abuse and things of that nature. You said that you didn't know anything about it. You just knew about the spoon and stuff like that. That's what you was explaining.
yeah. About anything. The only thing I've ever seen my mother do to my daughter was hit her with a spoon. But I've recently met a bunch of my family that I didn't know existed, and
Now, that part right there stood out to me when she said that she recently met a lot of her family that stood out to her. She's also going to mention that they were wondering where this light skinned baby came from. Okay. And the friend actually pieced this part together, which I'm going to explain after she says what she has to say.
they didn't know I existed. Apparently, they've been trying to figure out where this light skinned baby came from. Um,
Wow.
but just meeting them, and they have stories on top of stories on top of stories. People that have lived with my mother for months or years on end are telling me what they've witnessed.
So, what the friend said yesterday is because Tiara was the only one that was left in foster care. Okay. What did not make sense to me is because she was saying that she's never seen her mother do abuse to her child. But what I can honestly say is she was in foster care for a reason. We know that. Okay. Her children, she said, the friend said she was the only one that was left there. So that lets me know that all the kids were there at one point in time because, of course, Dorothy has other children. But the question is, why did she stay there? Okay, to the point where no other family knew who this woman, who she is, or never even met her before. So the question is, why did Dorothy at one point in time lose custody, or why was her children in the custody of foster care at some point? You can't make that make sense. You just can't. You
I don't think you gotta make it make sense. I think we all got eyes to see that little baby deceased for a reason, because she had none thinking, none educated, young kid. And I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
you just can't make that make sense. So my only
Okay, girl.
thinking is that at some point in time, Dorothy was under
I'll make the
CPS
video.
investigation at some point. Now, she may not have never seen her do this to
What
her
you
own
what's the
daughter,
face?
Kimani, but it was a reason why she was why the other kids were taking her and her siblings. It's a reason. It's a very vivid reason on why they were taken at some point. And she actually is going to mention foster care at some point in time in this video as well, which kind of explains a little bit of why she didn't initially go into the custody of the grandmother, Kimani. Okay, and I'm gonna explain that in a moment.
So
Can you explain your sister? Apparently, your sister went on the news and she said that you never around and you only came around because you were fussing about the child support and $900. Can you explain why she would go on the news and portray it that way, or why she would say that you were never around?
I don't deal with my sister first off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk to her if if she don't talk to me. I raised all my little sisters and brothers. I was the protector. I was the provider for them when we were in foster care, and I put myself.
So where was Dorothy? Where was Dorothy? If she was the one that was taking care of all of them. The question now is, where is Dorothy? Because that let us know that Dorothy has been negligent at some point in time in her life, somewhere, to where this girl here was forced to take care of all the rest of the children while they were in foster care together.
In harm's way to make sure that they didn't have to go through the things that I went through. I don't talk to. Our family is not tight knit, so I don't really speak to her that often. But that is not the same energy that she had when she called me and told me that my baby was missing, because she's the one that let me know. I had no idea. I don't do social media.
Understandable. Now, there's another misconception, or some that's getting people a little bit confused as well, is that people were going around, and I'm just here because I've been watching it from the very beginning. So don't think I'm just someone that just hopped of it and don't know anything. People are saying that is Kimani, is this her biological? Okay, and would you know why people are saying it's someone else? They were saying that the grandmother said it's not, or something like that.
So they said that my mom said that. Where she got that from, I'm not sure. But I mean, shit. People are also saying that my mom and my daughter's dad have been sleeping together this whole time too. So I don't know.
The grandmother, she's saying that people are saying that the mom and the dad has been sleeping together. I will say that the friend said the same exact thing, is that the friend said that their relationship is really kind of closer than what it is for normal relationships, more than just that's the grandchild's father. That she would basically allow the father to see Kimani, but when it came down to the mother seeing Kimani, it was a little bit iffy. Wow. And you just learned that they were dealing with each other on a personal note. That's crazy, and I'm so sorry.
If it like, the only time I really talk to my mother or my child's father is if it's concerning my child. If you tell me my kid needs something, I got it. If you tell me my kid wants to do something, I got it. If my kid is short on something, or shit, if the house is short on something where my baby is residing, I'm going to make sure I take care of it. Mm-hmm. There has been times my mother has called me legitimately 3 days in a row. The last time she did this, I was homeless.
Mute yourself, Nutbuster. Mute yourself.
She called me the first day.
Okay. Go ahead.
There was the last time she called me and was asking for money back to back to back to back was when I was homeless. I was literally living in my car, had nowhere to go. And she called me one day and was like, hey, I need like $600. We ain't got no food in this house. I said, okay. She called me the next day. Hey, I need $300. We need to wash clothes. Okay. She called me the next day. Hey, I need $100. I'm trying to do something for Keimani's birthday. Okay. She called me the day after. Hey, can you send me 60? I'm $60 short for her cake.
So she asked you for $600 about no food, 300 about clothes being dirty, but only 100 for the baby party, your daughter party. Now this the part we need to make sense.
Cake. No, I can't, because now I'm flat broke.
Wow. So it was just always.
If you call me and tell me my kid needs something, call me and tell me my. It's always been about money. Wow. But regardless of that, like I said, my only concern has been I don't care about the money. Money comes and goes.
Yeah. So they were saying, so that this house that your mother lived in, I've heard that your mother was on drugs. I've heard that it was pedophiles and pimps and crackheads living in there. Was she treating this house like a boarding house for the community? What do you know about that, of the people that were coming in and out this household?
I didn't know about the crackheads and all of that mess until after I got here. I only found out about Wayne, my little brother's dad, staying at my mother's house when he got out, because my dad called me and told me. And I asked her why he was there. And I told her that I was uncomfortable with him being there because he just did 22, 23 years and ain't seen a woman. I don't want him nowhere near my kid.
That was more. Yeah, I know sometimes when children and family take your children, they make it very hard for you to get them back. But we talking about 14 years. 14 years, that was more than enough time to go get your baby back. I don't care if they told me I had to walk to Africa and back, go back to Washington, D.C. and back, go to California and back, do 15 roads to hell and heaven, back and forth. It don't take 14 years to do that. Maybe 5, but 14, the baby should have been back in your custody. You know what your mom did to you. Your sister even said on her when she spoke to the news that she was in foster care. So she even wanted to get Keimani because she know how that is when you're in foster care and you live with somebody, you feel uncomfortable, you this, you that. She even sent subliminals, even though she was still trying to hold your mama down and protect her mom and not let the mob, thrash your mom. I get that. But both of you girls knew that it was some issues going on with y'all mom and her parenting skills. Ain't no way she would have had my baby. Ain't no way. And I think she got another child, so I'm not sure if she got 2 or 3 children. Keimani is one, and then I know she got another one. I'm not sure how many more she got. Keimani had the right to be with you also. I had 7 kids, and let me tell you something, they ain't even spend a night to a friend's house. Ask anybody in my city. That girl children ever stayed at your house? No, never played that.
And he's a registered sex offender, correct?
Staying at that house, from what I knew, was family.
No, I'm saying, but Wayne, he was a registered sex offender. That's what he was in the penitentiary for, right?
No, Wayne was in the penitentiary because he killed somebody over 50 cents in a slice of pizza. So, mental health.
And allegedly, Wayne is the same person that shot the grandmother before y'all. And remember, they were saying that the grandmother had got shot in the leg. Apparently, they're saying that that's Wayne too.
Top tier, you know.
Wow. 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 Okay. So now that all of this is out and things of that nature, right? I know that the day before she went missing, she was at your house because you had the birthday party for your other daughter. And you said that you gave her some money and then you also gave the father some money. Now, here's what kind of had me confused is because they were saying that you really didn't get a chance to see your baby for a lot of years. Is that correct?
You hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's incorrect. My daughter was at my house on the 15th, Saturday the 15th. Her and her sister had already spent the week up here together because I have a 4-year old. She was up here with Kima for a whole week before that. My daughter's dad got permission from my mother to bring Kimani to me on Saturday the 15th. That had nothing to do with no birthdays. I don't know where people keep getting that from, but that's not what I said. She came up to see me because, again, I'm paying child support. I still have my parental rights. So that was my visit. But she sat with me hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess my mother wanted her home before the night was over for whatever reason. But they stayed for 2 hours. We played the video game. We joked, we played. Um, we had a good time.
Okay.
We had a good time.
Okay,
And
Spicy, I did say that. I'm sorry to interrupt. I did say that because I knew Zaza's birthday was on the 17th, and I was just like asking you because you were getting stuff together for her birthday on the weekend. So yeah, I did say that.
okay, it was the weekend. Okay. Okay. And so he came and took her there and then took her back home. Now, do you guys even, let me ask you this, maybe you would know. Do you guys even know if she even ever made it back home?
From what I was told, she was home because she went to school on Monday. The kids at her school vouched, yes, she was here, and she walked with us to school. We had lunch, and she walked with us after school. She went home.
Okay. Wow. All righty.
There's a set. There's that she walks to school with.
Mhm.
If she doesn't get on the bus, group of kids that she walks home with. If she doesn't get on the bus.
That's the part I was a little bit confused about as well because she said that they stayed there for a week, but then she also said that they stayed there for a few hours. So for the 2 hours, did y'all catch that? That's the part that I was a little bit like, did she stay for a week or did he stay for 2 hours and pick her up? Before he left. I'm thinking that's what she was saying. Maybe Himani was up there for the visit, and then he came to pick Himani up. He stayed there for 2 hours, and then they decide to leave. Now that is confusing. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what she said, but I'm not sure. Okay. Now, can you give
Because
us
she
some
was
clarity on this timeline? When was she officially reported missing? I think that's also some inconsistencies in that for people too.
don't know when she was officially reported missing. Um, so from what I understand, from what was told to me, she went missing Tuesday. My mother claims that she noticed that she figured out that my daughter was missing when she got home, which was supposed to have been 10 o'clock. But apparently she still had not reported it at that time. She called.
So, for those of you that's been watching the story, all right, there has been 2 days that they're saying that Kimani has went missing. I want to make sure that everybody is tracking the same day. What was the first day? Okay, was it Monday or Tuesday? Type it in the comments because I'm trying to see if everybody is picking up the timeline and inconsistency that happened when it came to the initial reporting of Kimani going missing. When the grandmother went to the news, the day that she said was Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. Yes, she did stay with her mother. Yes. Monday or Tuesday. If you guys remember, for those that's been watching, Monday or Tuesday, when the grandmother went to the news, she said she came home on what day? And she discovered that Keimani was not there. Tuesday. Tuesday. Are you guys referencing the news when she was with the daddy? Are you guys referencing the news when she was with the daddy? Because here's what it's confusing. So here's what the bestie said, or the friend said. She said that the grandmother, that Keimani actually was missing on Monday. That's what the mother is talking about, the inconsistency, because she don't really know. She said Keimani was really missing on Monday, but the grandmother did not decide to contact anybody until Tuesday, and she called someone that is closely acquainted who has kids that go to that school. And she called them and said, "Did you guys see Keimani at school today?" And the lady said, "How would I know?" So basically, the grandmother had hesitated on calling the authorities. And that's where this timeline of Monday and Tuesday both was referenced. That's where that is coming from. Because they're saying that she took so long to actually contact the authorities first. When she first discovered that Keimani was missing, she waited a while. It's a lot of conflicting stories when it comes to that timeline. And from what the friend was saying, is that she waited way too long. She waited until Tuesday to basically say that she was gone. Another thing in which they said is that when the grandmother is coming and saying that she had went over to work, she actually didn't go to work. They said that she went over to a friend's house to have some drinks. That's where she was at when she says that she was at work. So when people are saying that the grandmother never made it to work and things of that nature, they're saying it's true. Okay. She was actually with a friend. And that's why if you listen to the live videos, you can hear a lady in the live video basically saying, "You was just with me last night," in a video, because they was actually just together that night having drinks together. And the grandmother was over there getting drunk, never going to work. That's what the best friend has said yesterday. To me, listen to the supposed to be daddy, really listen to the.
Well, one thing about it, if the grandmama wasn't going to work, the police know that. Now they know that because they checking all this. They going to the job she said she work at, unless she's saying she work for herself.
Supposed to be daddy, the biological father, Tori. Oh shoot.
Big cap on Facebook. I'm sure you guys have seen her posts. But she called my cousin Kat and was asking about my little cousins, because I guess they go to school with my daughter as well, asking if they went to school, trying to figure out if my daughter was here or
right
somewhere
there.
else.
I'm gonna play that one more time. What she's saying. Listen close.
Went home.
Okay. Wow. Alrighty.
There's
Hello.
that she walks to school with.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't get on the bus, a group of kids that she walks home with if she doesn't get on the bus.
Okay. Now, can you give us some clarity on this timeline? When was she officially reported missing? I think that's also some inconsistencies in that for people too.
Don't know when she was officially reported missing. So from what I understand, from what was told to me, she went missing Tuesday. My mother claims that she noticed that she figured out that my daughter was missing when she got home, which was supposed to have been 10 o'clock. But apparently she still had not reported it at that time. She called my cousin Kat, which is Big Cat on Facebook. I'm sure you guys have seen her posts. But she called my cousin Kat and was asking about my little cousins, because I guess they go to school with my daughter as well, asking if they went to school, trying to figure out if my daughter was here or somewhere else. She called the school. The school said that my daughter had not checked in for the day. I don't know if that any part of that was true. But I did not find out until almost 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Like I said, my sister, the same one that's on the news talking crazy now, is the one that even let me know that my daughter was missing. My mother did not call me about anything, even remotely related to the kid, until Thursday. The Thursday after she went missing at 3:49 p.m.
Wow. So this is kind of, thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate it. So that timeline is very much inconsistent. It's somebody is not telling the truth on this timeline, y'all. Because when I look at the press release, the authorities say that they received the phone call on the 18th. The 18th, like you're saying, Trita. Okay? On their press release is what they're saying. So I'm trying to understand, how did she get on the news and say Monday? If you guys remember when she was standing next to the father, she said that she came home on Monday and she discovered at 9 o'clock, I think she said 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't quote me on the time, but she said she came home on Monday and she discovered that she was missing. She was not there, and she found the house in disarray. So I'm either she was missing Tuesday and you called the authorities, or you came home Monday. But there is some inconsistencies in this timeline for this baby, for sure. Now that we are in, your sister had went into the news, and she also had mentioned, um so when your sister, when she was on the news, and she basically is saying that you never around, there's also some allegations that your sister was one that was a part of the things that was going on in the house. Have you heard anything about your sister leaving your daughter out while they leave the house for hours throughout the day and she had nowhere to go? Have you heard those allegations yet?
I know that I have been told that apparently my sister's son, my nephew RJ, was apparently touching my baby as well.
Now that was new information. Okay. Now people were saying on social media it was somebody in that house that was doing something to her. Um, but we never heard about a nephew. That was the first time. Maybe you guys have heard about a nephew before, or the sister's, son that was doing inappropriate stuff. But that was the first time that I've heard of that. So this is possibly something that the family is talking about that hasn't touched social media yet. Now, if you guys have heard that, please let me know.
And my cousins told me that as well. No, no, my mother has not talked to me about this. My sister has not brought this to my attention. The people that are responsible for taking care of her are the people that should be telling me what's going on. When something's wrong, regardless of how big or how little it is, you should be letting me know. That is still my child. I still care for her. I still love her. I still go above and beyond for her.
And how old was this son
But it's
of
the fact.
hers? How old is her son?
Every time I spoke to my child, every time I spoke to my child, every time I spoke to my mother, every time I spoke to my child.
And the baby's horror started Sunday night. That's what I'm thinking. I think either it started Sunday night or somewhere between Sunday and Monday, because we have to keep in mind, and as I said yesterday, if the friends are saying that they've seen her Monday, that lets us know that something happened Monday night. Something happened Monday night. Now, what happened Monday night? I don't know. Okay. But something happened. From what the friend was saying and what the friend said yesterday, she said something to me that was really telling. She said that apparently there was an argument between Keimani and the grandmother because Keimani had her period. That was crazy to me. And apparently it had got on her clothes and the grandmother was fussing at her. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that on social media, but that's what the friend said to me yesterday. She said that there was an argument, and I've been trying to ask myself what will cause an argument about her starting her period. You know what I mean? Like, where would that come from? And she said that that's what that she's, that's what they're saying that the argument was about, is about her being on her period. Now, what night this happened, I don't know. I don't know what night this happened on. I don't know if it was Monday night. I don't know if it was Monday, during the daytime. I'm not sure, because we do know that there are friends that are saying that this baby, they seen this baby on Monday for sure. For sure, they seen her. So that lets us know that something happened. She said she saw the bed. Yeah, she basically said that the baby she bled out because of her menstrual, mistakenly, and she was getting chastised about that. Now, she didn't say if they have mentioned if the grandmother had did anything to her that night, but she did say that that is something that people are saying that happened the days leading up to Keimani going missing. She also let me know that there is surveillance footage. Now, she did say that the surveillance footage that she said, listen, there is someone else. Okay. Now, who that someone else is, I don't know. She said there is someone else because on the surveillance footage, the person that is taking the body does not look like the daddy. That's what she said. She said, I can't say who it is, but they had a hood on. I remember her saying yesterday they had a hood on, but it don't look like the dad that was the person that took the body there. Okay. She also said that apparently um said even the father argued with her too about her period, and I think a lot didn't catch that. Yes, a lot of people, they were talking about. Oh, so Miss Brown, you were in the live yesterday. Yeah, they were saying that there was a big argument about her menstrual cycle. Don't know, and her father was there, and the grandmother was upset, and they were getting on her about this menstrual cycle. But that's all the details that she did tell me yesterday in regards to that. Okay. And then and she did say that they do have the surveillance footage. Apparently, the way that the grandmother's house is set up, she said apparently there is a field or something. I don't know. Maybe you people down there in Toledo will know, but there is a field out there somewhere in which she said that there is some surveillance footage from that area as well. But she did for sure say that this man isn't the only one. It is other people that is attached to this in one way or another. Okay. He did not do this by himself at all. Okay. Sounds like she was not properly cared for. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is after speaking with the mother, and kind of piecing this stuff together. I honestly believe the reason why we cannot get a consistent timeline from these people in regards to who was Keimani with, when, and why, okay, is because I really honestly believe, and this is only my opinion, not fact. I believe that the reason why we cannot get this timeline, y'all, is because when Keimani was supposed to be with the godmother, she was really with the grandmother. And I honestly believe that the only reason that the godmother got custody of Keimani is because the grandmother could not get custody because the grandmother has CPS cases. She has CPS cases. Now, how she was able to get it now, I don't know. I don't know if they have, maybe it's a time gap. She showed that she changed. I don't know. But I do know that if you have a history of CPS cases, you can't get custody of a child. So I think that there was some type of an arrangement done, okay? And that's why it's like, I don't know where she was. She was supposed to be with Granny, because I cannot think that a grandmother would allow the child to stay with her up until 12 years old and just up and give her away. It's too much love invested there. It's too much time invested there. At that point, that's your baby. You know, I don't see someone packing a kid up and just shipping her off like that at 12 years old, like was posted on social media. So I think that on and off time that the grandmother is talking about, I think it was longer than that. I think it was longer than that, but they don't want to tell us because she knows that she's not supposed to have that baby in her custody. What we do know for a fact is that her children was in CPS custody at some point in time. That's what we know for a fact. Okay. And I do believe that she was not supposed to have Keimani on the times in which she had her. She never said the age of the grandma. No, of this. I tried to get that, but she never said it. I think she either didn't hear me or something like that. But I think that is what is really messing us up, y'all. Because this grandma was not supposed to have this baby. Okay, her children, her biological children, Tiara and them, was taken for a reason. Now, what that reason was, I don't know. But for them all to be taken and go into CPS custody, we know that there was something going on. Now, I don't understand why when I asked her about the abuse, she says that she never saw Keimani be abused by her mother. Her mother, she only seen her get hit with the wooden spoon on her hand. But in the same token, she also said that she was the one that took care of all her siblings. Now, she could have neglected the fact that her mother could have possibly did some things to her and her siblings and only focused on my question alone about Keimani. She could have done that. But they were in CPS for something. I didn't hear anything about Keimani being pregnant as of yet. As I said yesterday, they did mention that there was an argument about her period. It was a huge argument with the grandmother and the father about her menstrual cycle. Okay. She wasn't, I don't think that she was, I don't think either. I don't think that she was a huge role at any point. Now, could it been because the grandmother didn't allow her? Who knows? But I don't think that because when I asked her, did you know about the abuse? No, I did not know about the abuse. Did you know about all these crackheads and prostitutes in the house? No, I didn't know about that. Didn't know about that. But so that lets me know that if she was truly engaged, she would have known that all these, because there's too many people that are coming out saying that this woman had, and let's just be honest, when all this came into play, there was two crackheads living upstairs. Okay. So she was very vivid that she wasn't there. And honestly, I'm gonna say, like I said yesterday, and it's very sad that I have to look at it like this. This was a beautiful young girl that was being passed around like a pet. And one thing that stuck out to me with listening to the mother, the grandmother's interviews with the media, the aunts with the media, the friend, one thing that consistently comes up is one thing: money. I keep hearing money, 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 money. Even all the way down to the aunt going on the news and using that time to talk about a GoFundMe kind of pissed me off. Because this is a time where we as strangers, this baby's, I have on blue today because today is her birthday. After this show, I'm gonna do a release, and some of you guys probably have shed tears for a baby that you have never met in your life. So for me to see that people are on the news and the only thing that they're talking about is money, 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 it lets me know that that has been the focus the entire time. I would not be surprised as during this time that she was supposed to be with the godmothers, that the mother was paying this person and that person, whoever had the baby is who got the $900. Okay. They also put some allegations out there about uh them telling the grandmother calling the mother and saying that Keimani was a thief and she always stealing and things of that nature. We know how that can go, which made me wonder. And I even asked the friend, I said, so and I asked a friend, I said, could this be why her hands, you know? And she's like, no. She said the reason why that is because there's DNA under her nails. They wanted to get rid of the DNA that was under her nails because she was fighting. That's what the friend told to me yesterday. Um, but they were consistently, you know, they were saying she was a liar and she was a thief and she was always stealing and things of that nature. Another thing that stood out to me throughout all these interviews is that she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy. Everybody is pointing this out, and it's making me feel like that was a problem. And it may be far from.
I'm gonna tell you something about a lot of tomboys, because I was one coming up. A lot of tomboys, especially living in an environment like that where your mom on drugs and you around different people, this and that, different sorts of people, you hide yourself. You hide yourself. You don't wear girly clothes like that. You're wearing bigger clothes because you're hiding yourself. So she may have very well been hiding herself.
Far fetched, but this is a 13-year-old girl. I was a tomboy, but when described,
I mean, it starts out to where you're hiding yourself. After that, you become, anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit.
describing me, my mama never pointed that out over and over again. My grandmother never pointed it out that I was a tomboy. So it makes me feel like that was something that was a problem because they're consistent. She didn't like boys and she was a tomboy and da 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 da. They're consistently pointing that out over and over and over and over and over again. And it makes me wonder, was this something that she was being chastised about at home?
No, but if you got your daddy, your cousin, she said her sister's son was also known to mess with the baby. So that's her cousin. So if you got your dad, cousin, smokers, pimps, whatever that was in the house doing all sorts of things to you, I wouldn't like men either.
Home, you know, because people are pointing that out left and right, you know. Listening to the grandmother's interview on the news, she was sure to point that out. Why is the teacher the only one saying good things about this baby? That is what's crazy to me, too. I've heard that she's stealing. I've heard she's a tomboy. I've heard this, that, and the third. I've heard there's no reason that I should be hearing about certain things that I'm hearing about when it comes to her. You know, I would think that people would use this time to elevate her name, you know, but
So if y'all want to watch the rest of this, you can go over here to this content creators page. Her name is True Crime with Salvage Royal. I'm just not gonna play no more of this video, but I do got a video I want to bring to you after this. Very intelligent woman. She's not asking these questions. Why this? Why this? And why that? We know why all this. We know why all that. I ain't got time to hear this. Whatever. I I just want to hear what the mom had to say. I appreciate her though for bringing this, us this coverage. We done heard what the mama had to say. We done heard how the mama is with her other children, on live. I do live videos and videos. My grandchildren come here, even if I want to yell at them, I don't yell at them. I just point and make a face like, get the heck out of here. But you don't hear me say, get the heck out of here. They know what I'm saying when I'm pointing, doing my hand like going there with your mama. They know what I'm saying. Grandbabies, that's what children gonna do. I'm not gonna be saying just go somewhere. Like I'm not gonna. I mean, I understand what she's saying. She's doing an interview. They're making a lot of noise, but that the best moms. I heard a guy once say that the children that are the most successful in life, they mom. They did a study and seen that the mom of those children had a quantity of happiness. Because quantity means a lot, quality means the best. These mothers had a quantity of happiness. I was like, dang. They say the most successful kids in the world, their mom had a lot of happiness inside of them, around them, and inside out of them. Just a lot of happiness. That's what it says. They had a lot of happiness, a quantity of happiness. I had to think about that for a while. So, yeah, y'all, you too. I'm going to bring y'all another video where they got the dad. And this was in 2018. So this had to be about, 7 years ago? The dad was talking on some videos and clearly he's saying, look, something is wrong with my head. Something is going on in my head. I can't fight it. I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to stay humanized. I'm trying to be normal. I'm trying not to be this monster that's in my head. I'm trying not to do these monstrous things that, you know what I mean, that people don't know I have in me. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and add it with this because I'm not gonna play the full video. I'm just gonna play a little small clip of it because at this point I don't want to play the full video. I mean, it's a very good video. Like I said, she's a very intelligent woman, and what she's doing is that she's showing you the psychology part of the dad, the psychology part of the mom, the auntie, everybody that has spoke. She's showing you exactly what their mindset was. and I thought that was, I mean, yeah, it shed a lot of light on exactly what they were thinking and what their what do you call it, mental um mental state was. It shows you what their educational state was. I mean, the video deep. So I watched a little bit of it last night. I'm kind of browsing to see if I can find it right quick, y'all. um I think this is it right here. Yeah, okay, I got it right here, y'all. I'm sorry, bear with me. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. I was gonna make two separate videos. It doesn't make no sense to make two separate videos. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add this one to the stage. And she entitled it When They Speak, because God gave people, or the Most High God, whoever your God is, what we call characters. He made that so that way you can see how a person is. Because if I want you to think I'm a good person, when I come around, I'm going to pretend to be this good person. But if you listen and pay attention to what they're saying and doing, all the telltale signs are there on exactly what type of person they really are, no matter what they try to make you think. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get the video exactly where we need it at so we won't have to watch a full video. So I want to go to where the dad is speaking. Because when I seen this video, it shook me up because this man was crying out for help. Somebody should have seen this. Here go the video, y'all.
Was found deceased in an abandoned home. And I want us to listen to this video because this was an old video. We believe it's around 2018, 2019. But listen to how he sounds. We're going to be pausing it throughout.
People don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I added captions because I wanted us to see too, because some things are inaudible.
So much stress, so much anger, and I'm just trying to do the right thing. I pray, I read my Bible, I try to help out people the best as I can, and I'm just not feeling this.
Now we could say right now that if him saying that he read his Bible, he does, it's almost like, look, I'm a good person, so this thing should not be happening to me, whatever this thing is. It's almost like he's trying to justify or make an excuse for something that he is feeling, and you'll hear more of that when we go in.
It ain't financial or none of that, bro. If you're thinking that's what it is, it's nothing like that. It's just something mental. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through something mentally and physically affected.
Now, he said mentally and physically. Now, we can always say that he's faking it. This was earlier. This is before Keimani was gone. And as we know, if you don't know, he is right now believed to be responsible. But what could he have been going on mentally and physically? Like, you could say he's faking all day long, but you don't get this kind of raw emotions except something is wrong.
Well, I'm sorry, shout out to her, like I said, because I love her content. Her name is T Styles, if you want to go to her page and check it out. So, unless you have ever been really, really close and up personal with schizophrenia or schizo personality people, you wouldn't understand. But because I got a son that was normal his whole life, and at the age of 16 just started hearing voices, going through a changing, and I can recall the first time he went through it. I never forget it. He was in the room. He laughed all night long, but tears was coming out his eyes. Can you imagine that? He laughed all night long. I literally had to call the hospital and put him. We had to take him in because he couldn't stop laughing. He had this laugh to his tone, but tears was falling out that baby eyes. Shook me to the core, son. I had never seen in my life. So, yeah, it's something mentally and it also becomes physically that you can't explain when you're schizo or schizophrenia, personality disorder.
I ain't that feeling the same. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just, I don't know. It's alive that's on my chest that I can't control. And I don't know how to explain it, man. All I gotta do is just keep trying to stay good, be good.
He's telling himself in this video, like, who needs to tell themselves, I need to be good. I need to stay good, be good. Like, I'm a monster, but I just got to stay good and then be good, or I'm going to snap.
No, it's not that he's trying to stay good and be good. They really can't control themselves because in their mind, they're seeing and hearing different things that we don't hear and see. It's hard to explain, but I've watched my son. He's older, so maybe he was trying to control it. My son was a 16-year-old kid, so it scared him. He was like, "Mama, I'm scared. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like seriously."
That's serious.
That's what. I ain't get on here to have nobody show sympathy, nothing, or anything. It's just something that happens to people out here, and nobody know what really the real stories be. You know?
What the hell did he mean by that? So many things happen to people out here, and nobody knows what the real story may be. Sir, what are you talking about?
I just get on here trying to let people know what's going on. If you care, you care. It's just something mental. I just want a hug, y'all. Any a hug would be wonderful.
I don't know about that, sir.
You remember when you told me that God got a plan for me? You told me God got a plan for me. And that's the reason why I keep going through all of this shit. Because he keep putting me through the test. When is the test going to be over, bro?
I found from my research that some of the most religious people and some of the people that are mostly in contact with their spirituality are some of the most dangerous people. Not all the times, but a lot of times. There are people who have been sociopaths that can quote the Bible better than your best pastor. What is going on?
And that's definitely true. And a lot of that stems because back in our ancestor days, we were spiritual beings. And what they did was they took that from us and gave us the Bible. Right now today, Centuria, Ephi, they'll tell you, because we were enslaved. We couldn't have our orishas and all that around. That's where the Catholics come in and the saints come in. Saint Lazarus and Saint all this and that. They are really orishas. We did all that we knew which one was what orisha, because we couldn't just say, yeah, we had orishas, because we would be wood hang and everything else. But the Spanish could do that. And so they really just, my Babala, he's a down Babala, and he always stayed, this is your religion. We basically just kept it in healthy for y'all. And you know how that go. One of our people might have told their people about it, but they knew it originated from the African and Yoruba lands. So I say all that to say this. A lot of people do be spiritual and can hear from those other dimensions, but because we were given the Bible, we don't know about that. So when that's going on, the first thing we say is we're hearing voices.
Going on. Again, this is around 2018, 2019.
Try to be over with. I hate the way I feel. I hate the way I see things.
I hate the way I feel. I hate the way I see things. He is in turmoil with himself. Things, I don't know what was happening right here during this time. I'm sure some people may know, but whatever it is, he's 5 seconds from snapping right now. What does he mean?
And all I do is sit back and try to just act like I don't see. Because if I do something about it, I'm going to jail. I'm the one getting in trouble.
It's very much given. I got 5 seconds before I go off. This Darnell Jones video, when I saw this, it proved my point that if we don't clean up and start doing some kind of mental health welfare things within our communities, we're gonna be like this. Oh my God, it's happening again. It's happening again. That's why I say I'm not that channel. Yeah, we can look at the videos on our own and do our search on our own. I want to be amongst people and again subscribe and join and like, if you feel me, they're trying to get in contact with it. Just try to get a hold of this. He had a girlfriend. So perhaps if she knew, and she may have known how much turmoil he was, maybe she could have suggested he get some help or anything. At some point, depending on what you did, sir, you got to go to jail. But I now want us to go into the next interview. I want us to go into the first interview from Dorothy. This is before she was actually found, she being Keimani. Like I already mentioned, Keimani, 13 years old, was staying with her grandmother. She was not living with her mother at that time. She was living with her grandmother. I don't even have her mother on here. Nope, I don't have her mother on here. She was living with her grandmother at that time. But let's listen to this first interview before Keimani was found. I found some of the things to be interesting, and I want to get and see what you think. I have some captions on this too. And I just want you to pay attention to how she talks and how she acts. It's just some things don't really add up. But
when I walked in the house, all of the gas was on in the house. Like the stove was on. There was no fire, but you can hear and smell the gas on in the house. And that's definitely unusual. Other than her and I, it's just the two dogs in the house. So
and there's some discrepancies on who lives in this house. She keeps saying it's just her. I only heard one dog, and I hear two dogs. But there was some discrepancies that there were some other people in the house. That's alleged, not really sure. But it's like,
who cut it on?
I'm not a fan.
So that was kind of suspicious. Then her glasses and her underclothes were by the couch in the front room. Her pajamas were in the dining room on the floor. So it was just out the ordinary.
When you say,
if you want to watch the rest of this, you can go to T Styles page and watch it. She's psychologically evaluating these folks. So you ain't got to say why, who, when, what. We know. Mental illness, uneducatedness, and I can go on and on, played big parts in, you know what I'm saying, motherless, loveless, all that played a big part in why the little girl where she at. Ain't no doubt about it. I know we want to know the deep ends and dives in and know all what happened exactly, because that's the nosiness, the nosiness in us. And that's okay, but I don't got time for all that. I'm not going to play this game with them. The grandmama 3 sandwiches short of a picnic. And the daddy clearly right there just told y'all, look, I'm missing 20 sandwiches from my picnic. I need help. Somebody help me. Nobody helped the man. He cried out for help right there in 2018, 7 years ago. He was crying out for help. Again, YouTube, stay woke. Stay woke, YouTube. Until next time, stay blessed.